To me, the biggest issue that we actually have in the Western countries is, I'm going to get into that because I think everything else is a sideshow to divert you from actually the physical things that are actually happening, like the transgender movement, and now even the Trump excitement and all of the stuff that we're seeing. What we're kind of missing, or what I've been saying that we've been missing all along, is what's been happening in other European countries before us. It's always a sign we're all kind of last on the scale. And what they started to do is flood them with immigrants and fill up their little hotels in their little towns and stuff with like 1,000 immigrants, like in a 500 people little town. And at night, these people would go and start destroying the town, destroying the infrastructure, attacking the people. And all of the laws have been against them. Like in the UK, people are going to prison, like serious time prison, for telling their neighbors about this, putting it on social media. Those laws are here really in Canada. They're here. So just me even speaking about this could cause this to happen to me here in Canada. These are the things that are happening in these countries where they're totally being overrun. Like the UK, the numbers last time I looked, and this is for educational purposes, and most of my videos don't get to stay up anyways, was like 80% immigrants. So the actual people, the people who built the country are now having overran, they've been declaring that they're Islamic countries now in all of this. And this is what we see, is that they've been building since the epidemic all of these little, they look like concentration camps, basically, where they even got barbed wire on the inside of them. And they're, just rows of houses that they've got all over. They've got them here in Edmonton, in Alberta. They've got them in every province. They've been building them. And they're putting up more of these in their whole, and they've even said that in writing that it is for the immigrants, and it will only hold adults. It won't hold children. And that's what we're seeing. And we did see that with Taber, and that got all like blowing up here in Alberta, like, the Tabers, for talking about what was happening when they were moving in all of these immigrants in there to take over whatever factory it was in Taber, Alberta. And the insane things that started happening to the people, and the people started moving out because they were being attacked. So I'm just saying that we have our governments that I have seen throughout the European countries have all done this. It's like Trump is like the only one. Now, whether Trump is going along with that or not, I never really trust them. I mean, like, your actions is what I trust. And if your actions continue to do the same thing over and over again, well, that's what I trust, is what you've done and not what you've said. So if he is saying, and it looks like a lot of stuff is going into action of what he's doing about getting the immigrants and massive immigration, that will happen instantly on the 20th of January. But because of that, they are already coming into Canada. Like, they're fleeing. The ones that know that there's no chance that they get to, stay in the country are fleeing. And they're not fleeing to Mexico, they're fleeing to Canada. And so our borders now are in real danger. Our towns, our small towns in our border towns, are in extreme danger of the same violence that happened to the border towns from Mexico to the U.S. And if you haven't looked into that, this is the thing, is that we are being closed off now as not talking about this kind of stuff. You'll go to prison if you talk about this kind of stuff. Too, as these things start to happen massively to the Canadian people, the ones who are going to be speaking about it are going to be jailed. So that's where we're heading with this Liberal government. That's what he's doing. Anybody who tries to tell me that this is a good government, could not see the forest for the trees on the very first year when he gave away our borders to the UN. And this is what we are seeing now, is the UN agenda, that there is no borders, that they can pass people from one area to the other. They want to destroy your infrastructure. They don't care about your buildings or your houses or keeping your, or even your forests. They don't care about, they care about taking over your land. And they don't care whether you're a native Canadian or whether you're an immigrant yourself and been planted. If you've got the ideology of freedom, they don't want that. That's what they don't want. So it doesn't matter what color of skin you are, if you are a Canadian or if you are an American, which that's what Trump is trying to he's like battling the dragon as far as I'm concerned right now. And so is Putin. He's battling the dragon too, because unfortunately we have fallen asleep at the wheel, and we thought that we didn't have to govern ourselves. We thought that we didn't have to, that somebody else was going to do it, and I'm as guilty as anybody else. Because I should have been a representative for my school division. I should have been a representative for my local community. I should have been involved in my community more, and so should you have. And we should never have allowed somebody who is not of our people to rule us. And we are getting exactly what the Bible says is going to happen. When you bring in other gods, when you bring in other ideologies to a country, to a people, and you try to change their ideologies. We are, the European people, are a people of freedom. We have always been enslaved one way or another, and we've always fought for our freedom throughout history. That is what true history says. We stopped the slave trade. So it was the Arabs that were the major slave owners, and it is the Arabs today that are the major slave owners. I'm just saying that. And also, you can say all you want about history that none of us have any memory of, and is written by the people right now that are turning against the people. So if you want to hate the European population, you're going along with what they're doing, and that will be there'll be no freedom in the world ever again. And everybody wants to say, talk about all of these other things. They're distractions. It is the army that they've already placed all over. And there's going to be a moment when they will set them free. That's what's the real issue is. I don't know. I mean, I sound so doomsday, and I know this won't even get, but that's the real issue. That's the real issue. That's why these people are still in power. That's why this universally happening all over to European countries. The invasion. The people who are coming in don't appreciate what we have. They don't care. They want to destroy it. They've made many videos saying that death to Canada, death to United States, death to Israel, everything that we've built, even our infrastructure. They don't care. They don't think like you and me. And they're all over the place. And we have just said, because we don't want to be racist, and we don't want to have name calling. Sticks and stones will break your bones, but names are the ones that kill you.